Well, hello there. Bit of a rocky start. I'm not streaming Mario Maker 2. I'm streaming Heroes of the Storm, aka HOTS.
I hear the call.
I don't know how quiet it's going to be this morning, so hopefully I can get into a game. I'm going to be playing Nazeebo to begin with, who can throw some corpse spiders, dealing damage that chase the enemy hero, a zombie wall that can trap the enemy hero, and a plague of toads, which is good for zoning. With today's build, I'm going to be going toads, which is my personal favorite. As we go through the game, they're going to get stronger and stronger. On the blue team, we've got Nazeebo, myself, and Cassia, Murky, Maev, and Valera against Kel'Thuzad, Zeratul, Reyna, Mephisto, and Valor. Very heavy damage teams. I'm going to be taking Pandemic. First Toad talent. I've got to hit 35 heroes to spawn 2 additional Toads. The 70, hitting 70 heroes with Toads is going to reduce their damage. That's going to be a very secondary goal. I was going to throw some spiders into that bush, but Valor has given me all the vision I need, so I'm not going to do that. Throughout the game, I'm going to be trying to hit as many minions as I can with any of my attacks to look after my trait and throwing out Toads just like that, so that hopefully each time I get a little ding, I get another stack. Valera coming up, taking advantage of me. Doesn't look like we're doing too well in the middle lane. So we can see Maev is going to bottom lane to soak some XP. Murky hopefully watching that top lane as well as going back to the middle to do what he can. If Murky dies, that's not going to be a big deal. My interest at the beginning of the game is to be hitting heroes. I can't see any of them on the map except just now I see them in the bottom on the opposite side. For now, I'm just going to hit these minions to get as many stacks as I can. Maybe I can hit Reyna there with some spiders and some toads. See you later, Reyna. Ideally, when I clear these waves, I just want to hit the front 3 minions with toads and the back 3 minions with spiders, and that'll tag all of them for 6 seconds. I still don't see many heroes on the map. They might be going after their mercenaries. Maybe on the bottom left, I don't know. For now, I'm just going to keep hitting these minions. By the end of the game, I want to have my Voodoo Ritual stacks up to 175. That's my goal. At level 20, we're currently at level 4. Level 4, I'm going to take a Blood Ritual, which is going to give me 3 stacks of Voodoo Ritual and restore a bit of health and mana each time I get a takedown. My spiders, if I miss like that, do nothing. So I've got to make sure I hit with them as much as possible. Lots of dings for my Voodoo Ritual stacks, that's good. See Valor in the bottom and Reyna in the top on my map. I'm going to go to the top. Maybe, where is everyone? This seems like I've had a lot of heroes missing. Okay, they've actually done something very smart. The objectives in the top and the middle lanes of spawn, they have taken the bottom mercs straight away. I'm not going to get this objective, but I am going to try and hit these heroes. That's really my only objective at this point. But it won't hurt if we capture this as well. Alright, I'm backing out now because they are getting a lot of push here. Kel'Thuzad has comboed me down. They've taken the middle temple, but Maiev is doing pretty well in the top one, even at low health. Murky's taking control of the bottom lane so that those siege mercs don't do too much damage, which is good. So even though we got a few deaths there, we are still in control. Level 7, I'm going to be taking Toads of Hugeness, which give me a lot more damage with my Toads. Up until now, my Toads have not really been doing much damage at all. But now is where the game really begins with Toad Nazeebo. I'm going to go down to the bottom lane after collecting these XP globes. See if I can meet up with these other enemy heroes. I don't think I will. They look long gone. Where did they go? They might have been their bruisers in the top right. Now I threw spiders on Mephisto right there just because my Toads can't hit him while there are minions in the way. My Toads are now doing a lot of damage to these structures, which is great. Mephisto's a little hard to hit because he can just teleport in and teleport out. That's okay. If I can get all 3 of my Toads hitting with any hero in melee, that's good for me. I'm going to take a drink from the fountains to get my health and mana back up early. Get those stacks up. While Nazeebo's behind these minions, I can't really hit these heroes. I'm taking a big risk here trying to get some more stacks. I could be punished for it, but Mephisto's teleport timed out. So for the moment I'm good, but I'm going to hearth back because I'm very low on health. Maiev doing very well in the top lane against 2 of them on his own. On her own, should I say. I'm going to try to get this sight beacon back before we get to this objective in the bottom lane. Everyone is battling it out. I see some minions in the top that I would really love to capture. We are not quite level 10. I want to make sure we're level 10 before this objective. Otherwise we'll be at a very serious disadvantage, but no longer. I don't really need to wait for these XP globes. All I need to wait for was level 10 and we've got it. For level 10, I am probably going to take Gargantuan for the zoning. I can't keep doing this for very long. I just need to get down to the bottom lane. I think I'm too late, to be honest. Each team is only 1 down, but they are pushing very hard, and we are basically a 3 versus 4 at the moment, which isn't quite enough. My team's been pinging retreat. I've killed Rayna's radar, which is great. He no longer has a heroic for the next 45 seconds. My Gargantuan didn't select. Oh, I really hope that zombie wall is helping Maiev. It might not. I'm going to put my Gargantuan out just for that extra safety. I'm very, very, very low on health. It does what it's supposed to do. I almost trapped my Valera on very low health. I don't want to go to the objective. They can do that on their own. I really need these stacks. I'm at 90 stacks at the moment at level 12. I'm a little bit behind. Well, no, I'm probably on schedule, actually. All 5 of the enemy is back up. That zombie wall was not great. I'm probably dooming my minions there. Just put those spiders out. Hopefully some of them will die while those spiders are still on them. Rain is pushing. Oh, I've got Zeratul who's just coming on me. Let's see if I can trap him. I can't. He's very low though. Anyone can kill him, and they do, which is great for us. Level 13, I just saw what happened to Cassia there. I think I'm going to take Ice Block so that if that happens to me, I am going to have a defense against it. Our team is going for those siege mercs, a very smart choice, although Raina pushing with all those minions against our mercenaries is scaring me a little bit. I'm now at level 13. Very late in the game, I've only got 26 out of 70 heroes hit, which is not good. Once I hit 35 heroes, I get 2 extra toads that fan out in an arc, and I really need those to be able to do considerable damage. My damage isn't bad at the moment. It needs to be more, especially as we get into the late game. Taking that sight beacon back. The middle lane is having a bit of a scuffle. I'm going to see if I can take advantage of that to get some heroes. I will hide in this bush, but I don't think much is going to come of that. So for now, I'll just get some stacks. Take these out. Take out Raina's radar. See if I can bait him into thinking he can kill me. That would be nice. I don't see them anywhere on the map. Okay, they're in the bottom lane. I'm going to join my team. Make them think there's some safety, but coming back out. All you got to do is chase me in, guys. Come on. Enemy team really doesn't think they can get some kills. They're playing very, very safely. Oh, almost got killed by Kel'Thuzad there. I may still get killed by Kel'Thuzad and his team. That was very, very dicey. Alright, I'm far enough away now. I'm going to go back. Did get a few more stacks. We only need 4 more hits on enemy heroes to get the 5 toads. You can judge me. That's absolutely fine. Just one moment while I ban somebody advertising in my chat. Alright. Both my teammates have the temples. I think I'm going to take advantage just to hit the minions. I can see the top lane is now in a little bit of trouble, so I'm going to go help them. We're a level ahead. I don't need that XP in mid just yet. I would usually like Ring of Poison. I think in this round I'm going to take Soul Harvest, which lets me get some more spell power and health if there's enough minions around. Like that. Now I'm doing more damage for the next 15 seconds. Seeing if I can trap anyone. Being hunted down a little bit here though, which I do not like. Valor just took a ton of damage, which I do like. Enemy team doesn't like me walking in with 5% health, which they are completely right about. Trying to keep me safe. That's how I know I've got a good team. They don't even need me around as they continue to execute them. I'm going to go back to the top lane to try and get my stacks even higher. We're almost at level 20 and I'm almost at 175 stacks, which is good for me. Enemy team is missing from the map once again. A little risky. I don't think they're going to be right here. I think they're probably on their bruises. I don't think they're on the boss. There they are. The bruises get taken. I'm going to back out now. That's about as much damage as much risk as I'm willing to accept. Although I am going to try and take the sight beacon, which is now very important as we come into the late game. The top temple is coming up, so I'm going to help Cassia with this merc camp and the minion wave as I continue to get my stacks. Kel'Thuzad failing his combo. I'm going to try and help Maev, but she doesn't need it. I got to admit, I'm having a really hard time hitting these very mobile heroes. Going to use Soul Harvest again and throw out some toads just to zone out Raina. I gotta be honest, I feel like my team doesn't really need me. They're doing a very good job getting kills on their own. Murky falls over, but it's not a big deal. I walked into that. I really shouldn't have. Enemy team still being kept busy by Cassia. I'd love to go help her, but my health is very low. So I'm just going to stay here and help Maiev on this objective. I need a little bit of health, so I'm going to waste Soul Harvest there, which is going to give me a tiny bit of health. Does it work on these things? Yes. Each nearby enemy, those objective dudes also count as enemies. I really do need a fountain, though.
Look out. That area is dangerous.
I'm a little worried about keeping my enemy on their own. You know what? I'm going to let them continue that destruction. They're not doing too badly. I'm going to keep trying to push this lane, get some more stacks. For level 20, which is just about to come up, I only need 11 more. Now moving right here is very dangerous. I do see Zeratul in the middle lane, along with Mephisto. Maybe I can just keep pushing this. Now the enemy team is absolutely going to be scared and probably chasing me, even though there's only 3 of them alive. I'm at 174. At the moment, my level 20 talent does nothing until I get that last stack. Oh, Cassia wants to start on the boss. I don't know if we're going to get a better chance, so I'm not going to go get that last stack. I think we're in a very good position with 2 of them down. There we go, there's the boss.
Keep up the fight.
Letting these minions get pushed back is very good as I complete my quest. And now Nazeebo is doing a ridiculous amount of damage with Voodoo Ritual. Excuse me.
Heartstone break.
I'm very concerned about this Zeratul going after Valera. So I'm going to make sure that he gets deleted. I think Maiev has the bottom temple. I'm going to go to the middle temple. Get some more stacks. Why not? Murky doesn't need my help getting those. Yep, Maiev is right. That was their only goal there. Zeratul can be very, very dangerous at level 20. My team is in a very safe position now. They can back out any time they like. All I have to do is stay here as long as possible while the enemy's core starts dropping down. I may have to leave though. Whoops, I'm taking a huge risk going back in. We're getting a little cocky there. Core is down to 27%, even if they don't get any more of that temple. Maiev looks like is going in for a play on the core. Only has to hit it. That core is regenerating shields and her health is not high. Well, we took it down another 6%. We're in a pretty good position. We still have 4 structures up. Vala is forced to defend that top lane because it is heavily pushed in. Our team is now at a slight disadvantage because we have 2 dead. Hopefully these other 3 don't die. Murky not such a risk, but if Valera and Cassia start dying, we could start staggering deaths, and even a 21% core can still award a comeback to the enemy team.
My life returns to me. We must not delay.
I've put an extreme amount of faith in me. The enemy team is all up. I only see Zeratul in that lane, bottom lane. So I'm not going to make a run for the core until I know that they are pushing on us. In the meantime, pushing back these minions so they don't have sight on us is a very good idea.
Danger
I'm going to ping Zeratul is missing because I'm very worried that Zeratul is just waiting by the core because he also knows that I can probably just go in and win whenever I want, which I cannot do if Zeratul is there waiting. Now the enemy is clued in that we are probably near the bottom lane, especially as we walk past that enemy wall. I'm going to put down our Gargantuan and all my abilities actually. I don't care because I've got my stacks. I'm even going to activate Soul Harvest, but it wasn't necessary. GG to the friendly team. So in that round, I've gone Pandemic, Blood Ritual, Toads of Hugeness, Gargantuan, Ice Block, which probably I don't think I even needed even once during that game, but is usually the best talent on that tier most of the time. Soul Harvest and Vile Infection. Okay, I am going to switch up to D.Va. Didn't have to wait too long for that game, which is nice. Hopefully it stays like that for the rest of the time. The ANZ chat only has 13 people in it. That doesn't necessarily mean that's everyone that's queuing, but the middle of the day, that seems quite low. I would really like to change my mount, actually. Let's see what I can do here. I don't want that. I've been itching to use a sleepy mount. I want to see what it's like. Now, D.Va doesn't mount. She has a mech. She does mount when she loses her mech and goes into pilot form. So when she's in a mech, she has boosters, which gives her some speed, some knockback, which is an interrupt. So it's soft crowd control. Defense matrix, which I don't use a lot, but it will reduce damage for anyone who is in the defense matrix, which she can angle any way she likes. Self-destruct lets me lose my mech on purpose once it is fully charged up. Does a little bit of damage, not much. The further away they are from the center of the blast, the less damage it will do. It says it deals 50% damage against structures. That damage is so low that it almost does nothing. It's incidental damage, I guess. So she has mech mode and she has pilot mode. Mech mode is generally better for taking out groups of minions or groups of anything, really. Pilot mode is better single target damage. She also has an ability that isn't listed here. Where is Big Shot? That's funny. Big Shot lets me... Oh, I know why. It's because it's a pilot ability. None of the pilot abilities are here. When I'm in pilot mode, D.Va is very, very, very squishy. But it shoots a line of damage, a very long line, so she has a lot of range. It's not really a heroic. I guess it's on an R ability, so it's probably considered a heroic in pilot mode. Later in the game, I'm going to power that up because I find it's very, very strong. Bunny Hop is a heroic which lets you just walk. I think it's at slower speed. That doesn't say it's at slower speed, but maybe that's just the mech's default speed. So D.Va's mech will start bouncing. She cannot be stunned, and every fourth consecutive hit stuns the enemy, which means they will want to walk away from you as quickly as possible. It's usually used as a finisher. I don't like it. It is a common heroic. I tend to prefer micro missiles, which shoots a line of missiles, which does some micro slows for 2 seconds. 30% slow for 2 seconds at range is pretty damn good. So this one stuns them on every fourth hit, but if the enemy walks away, it does very little. It's probably a little bit better for zoning. I still tend to prefer a combination of boosters and micro missiles. So I'm going to be going liquid cooling to begin with, which is a very unpopular talent, but I find it to be the best talent in the tier. I like that it reduces the fountain's cooldown from 120 seconds to only 50 seconds. The effects last 35% longer. I don't really notice that. That doesn't matter because I can use it anywhere on the map on a 50-second cooldown, which I find incredible. I think people have done the maths and found that full metal and pro moves are both better in different situations. I can't remember which is the more popular choice. I think it might be pro moves. Pro moves requires D.Va to stick to the enemy, which is not something she can always do. She can still, that gives movement speed and armor every time it takes damage, but you're still taking damage at the end of the day. It also reduces the cooldown of Core Mech by 1 additional second, but I don't find that is worth it. D.Va can also reduce the cooldown of Core Mech in pilot mode just by shooting anything. So it's okay to be in pilot mode for some time. Also worth mentioning is that when D.Va falls out of a mech or goes back into a mech, once the charge reaches 100% or the Core Mech timer is available, she restores all her health, no matter what, which is a huge strength of D.Va's. To compensate for that, D.Va is a bruiser. Her damage is a little low, even for a bruiser. But she does have pretty good wave clear. While she's in her mech, she can hit multiple things at once. For me, that's usually either multiple minions or multiple structures. Compared to my last game, this is taking a really long time. I'm a little concerned. Maybe even my choice of a bruiser is a mistake. I don't know. There's very little deviation on my entire build. So level 1, I'll go liquid cooling. Level 4, I take rushdown. Boosters deal an additional 2% of maximum health as damage to heroes. I don't even notice that. The important part there is the boosters deal 50% increased damage to non-heroic enemies, which means by level 4, very early in the game, D.Va's wave clear will be ridiculous. She can then start double soaking lanes. She can use her boosters to go from lane to lane, getting rid of those waves very quickly. At level 7, I'm going to be taking Get on the Point, which reduces boosters cooldown anytime D.Va is not being attacked in the last 3 seconds. And her boosters will cool down twice as fast. Boosters have a 10-second cooldown, which means you can get those boosters cooling down to a 5-second cooldown, which makes going between lanes very, very quick. Alright, this is still encouraging. I don't think this game is going to land, unless maybe somebody's disconnecting. That's okay. That means people are now waiting to get into a game, for sure. There's also a side benefit with Get on the Point where nearby allies get 20% movement speed for 2 seconds. I don't know what the range is on that. I assume it's melee or maybe slightly further away. That is not why I take this talent. Although being able to knock back all the enemies out of the way is very good. And giving your allies a chance to get away with a bit of extra movement speed is hugely beneficial. At 10 I'll be taking micro missiles, which I've already talked about. From 13, this is where D.Va's pilot mode really starts to shine as I take Poo Poo Poo. Big shot fires multiple pulses. Each shot deals 75% damage. Look, the damage on Big Shot is not great, but especially on a 6-second cooldown with Big Shot, that damage adds up. Later at 20, I'm going to be taking Headshot, which increases the damage very significantly and reduces its cooldown, which also means your DPS is going to go up dramatically on a 4-second cooldown. And between those two talents, a lot of heroes can be taken out when they don't even expect it. 16 is the only talent tier where I deviate a little bit. Generally, if I'm winning, I will be taking In for the Kill, where if I use my boosters, I can get a little bit of extra health, and I can get, a shield, should I say, not extra health, which is good for burst damage. And it also increases the basic attack damage. This is a bit of a win more talent, which is fine. The other talent I would consider is Diverting Power. The reason I don't use Defense Matrix very much is because it is a very small area in front of D.Va. Diverting Power changes that, and I think it's about double the size. And it's actually very difficult for any hero to even attack D.Va or her teammates within that Defense Matrix. In a losing game, I'm more likely to pick Defense Matrix so that everything caught in that Defense Matrix does 50% less damage on a 12-second cooldown for 3 seconds. So it's basically 9 seconds down, 3 seconds up. The level 20 talent tier, if things are going extra badly and I'm not doing much damage, I might not take Headshot and I might take a Blade of Armor to make sure my mech is extra durable against mages, basically. Anyone doing spell damage. So a Kael'thas, a Jaina, a Kel'Thuzad, a Li Ming, or a Gul'dan. Or even sometimes a Nazeebo. That's very strong against. Timing attack. Micro missiles gains an additional charge. So micro missiles comes with 2 charges anyway. And it's really rare that I ever feel like I need a 3rd charge. Micro missiles does both damage and a slow. And that's usually enough for me to do what I want to do. Wow, this queue is crazy today. I may have queued up too early in the day. I wonder if picking D.Va was a mistake. Maybe I should have just picked a tank or a damage dealer or a healer. Oh, I forgot to move myself out of the way during that game. Whoops. No problem. Still getting used to this. If I play in the evenings on my own, I might... I've got a setup ready for both Quick Match and Ranked, aka Storm League. So we'll give that a go at some point. What do I not own for any hero? Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. I don't really like any of these skins. I think I'm using a black version of that one. No. A lot of the heroes that I play a lot of, I've already got skins that I like. I'm getting a little worried. This could be a very short stream if people aren't playing yet. It is a weekday in the middle of the day. Maybe it's harder to get games than I thought. That first game was less than a minute wait. Oh. Excuse me. Okay, Braxis hold out. So we've got D.Va, Hanzo, Zaya, Johanna, or Fia on the friendly team versus Illidan, Tyrael, Medivh, Gul'dan, and Kerrigan on the enemy team. This could be a little tricky. Zarya is a support hero. I'm a bruiser.
Start in 10 seconds.
And Johanna's a tank, which leaves Hanzo and Ophia as our damage. I am going to go top. Hopefully Ophia goes to the bottom lane. It looks like she is. I'm going to wait right here. I might give Gul'dan a little bit of a bully. I can't do much for him, but I will get my charge for self-destruct up a little bit. Looks like they're having a little brawl in the bottom lane. I'm going to make sure I do not stand on the minions. Pop liquid cooling there so that Gul'dan doesn't do much damage to me. I'm not doing much damage to him, which is fine. I just want to get this globe. I'm not doing a great job here. Just going to wait for liquid cooling to refill me to the top. Gul'dan unfortunately going to get that globe that's spawning on the map. I just want that last globe. Got it. It's only 23 seconds on my fountain cooldown, which is why I love liquid cooling. I am going to have to use it, and it's going to save me from going back, I think. This Gul'dan is doing a very good job zoning me out. I really can't do anything with this low health. I won't die, but even if I'm killed out of my mech, then they still get half a kill of experience. Gul'dan's still chasing me down. My team recognizing the problem. I'm going to try and not die, but I did. No problem. I'm pilot D.Va now, doing a signal target damage only. Johanna here means that they've now got 3 people in the bottom lane against 4 of them, which is not great. We do have the objective. I'm going to try and punish Gul'dan a little bit. Hopefully I don't die here, but I'm going back in my mech on full health, giving me a slight edge over Gul'dan at the moment. I'm going to try and focus the objective rather than Gul'dan if I can. Very, very difficult. I might have to just take some damage because we really need this. Put my defense matrix out. It's very small. I can't do a whole lot to deal with Gul'dan, whose range is longer than mine. I'm going to try and get both of these globes. I'm even going to try and get that top one just to deny it from Gul'dan. Even at the cost of the objective. Somebody from my team can come up if they really want some more help. Joanna looks like she's taking the bruises, which is not a bad play. I've got self-destruct up. I can use that anytime I want. I can combine it with the boosters to throw it at Gul'dan if I need to. But I don't think I will need to. All I've got to do is hold this, and I do. And we've got a 100% Zerg push. My liquid cooling is about to come off cooldown, so I'm not going to burn it just yet. Now I'll do it. That will do all full damage to those bruises, and we'll take out this lone Ultralisk very, very quickly. This Gul'dan is still only trying to clear the wave. He doesn't really care about anything else. I'm actually going to push him back as far as I can. He's only attacking me, and I don't like that. So he can push those back up near his towers. I don't care. Take and get on the point now so I can reduce the boosters cooldown. I want that available as often as possible. I'm also wanting to take this globe before Gul'dan does. I don't know where he's gone. There's no mercs available. Maybe he's gone down to help the bottom push, which is still up and pushing their bottom lane. Gul'dan looks like he's actually rotated out for Kerrigan, who's probably going to have a better time killing me. We'll find out. She does have to be in melee. Every time she hits me, she gets a little bit of shields, which means I think she can deal with me. I only want to stay in this lane up until we hit level 10, and then I can start rejoining my team. But for now, we need that XP. Oh. Illidan has come up to try and help Kerrigan now, which means they have a lot of melee power here. I'm just waiting for my liquid cooldown to come back off cooldown. Liquid cooling to come off cooldown. 10 seconds to go. They are getting pushed in quite a lot. I'm a little concerned they don't realise how dangerous Gulden is because he's been up here with me. My team is trying to get the mercs, which is nice. I'm going to push the structures as much as possible. I'm hitting everything with the bonus damage on my whatchamacallit, guns. I'm going to wait till those mercs come as close to my towers as possible so that those towers can start shooting it for that extra damage on them. I don't do a lot of damage. I do enough. I'm going to try and hit all those minions so they get extra damage on them. We still have a level lead, so we are actually still winning this game despite what's happening in the bottom lane. The team seems to be holding it together. I do not want Hanzo here with me. I think they need him more in the bottom lane. Zaya telling us that the enemy team might be coming up very shortly. I just want to get this tower down no matter what. There it goes. Now I just have to make sure Hanzo doesn't die here. I think Tyrael's having a harder time than he expected, which is good. I'm just going to bully him as much as I can. That is about as much as I needed. Liquid cooling still has 35 seconds, so I'm going to play a little safely here. Medivh has come to help Illidan, which is a little scary. The objectives are now up. I'm going to take micro missiles for that range. Give Illidan some punishment. And throw out self-destruct. Oh, I haven't seen that before. Medivh stopped the self-destruct. Sorry, paused time on self-destruct, so they had all the time they needed to get out, which is still okay. Hanzo, I think he's having a hard time. How many deaths has he got? I don't know. Look, there is 3 people in the top lane, and they are going to take that top beacon. I can't really do much about it just yet. I'm going to pop liquid cooling very early, even while I'm getting hit. I am going to still get healed, so it's not going to do that much to me. I'm going to try to take this top beacon. Tyrael's almost certainly going to contest. I don't think I can do much about it. We are both sort of countering each other, although he's countering me better, so I'm just going to go to this top lane and hit the minions. He does not have the wave clear I do, so I'm at a slight advantage. I'm getting quite overwhelmed now. There's now 4 of them in the top lane. I think I'm dead, even after getting shot out of the mech. I haven't been keeping too close of an eye on what my team's doing. There's only Gulden down there. Have they been struggling against him that hard? Apart from Gulden, they have a very dive-heavy team. Okay, I'm going to use my thrusters. I'm not being attacked, so I'm going to be on a very short cooldown to get back to the top beacon. Enemy's team's still giving the friendly team a very hard time. Hanzo not joining them, deciding to cut his losses in the bottom lane. I hope that's a good play. I don't think it is, but we'll see. At the moment, we only need to slow them down while our 3 friendly teammates come back to life. I need to try and give Hanzo whatever help he can get. He's really being very opportunistic. Bottom fork goes down. I'm in a lot of trouble here. Okay, I think we're starting to pick up now actually though. Kerrigan goes down. Tyrael is very close to going down as well, but he's got some movement speed, so my team can't catch up. Which is fine. Enemy team gets a 100% push on the Zerg, which isn't great, but I think we'll be okay. I'm going to pop self-destruct. It's a little bit not optimal here. And now I'm going to take poo 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 for the extra big shot damage, which is exactly what we need. I'm going to stay here and push this out. We should be getting mercs now. Oh, Medivh was floating there for I don't know how long. He's a little too slow. He thought he could get the kill on my very squishy little body. I'm going to let him push. We're still a level behind, which is pretty scary, but I think our team has to start prioritizing moving together. If we can all push down this merc camp, we'll be in good shape. Medivh knows exactly what we're doing, and therefore the whole team, enemy team, knows what we're doing. Oh, they are trying to go after the boss, which we need to deal with very quickly. I'm going to pop liquid cooling. I don't think it'll be enough unless the unless the friendly team comes back to life. Oh. The enemy team is going down now when we do get the boss steal. Medivh is a little too slow to get on the point. A lot of us are dying. It does not even matter. That boss is going to be a huge push. We only need to worry about the bottom lane's very big merc push. We don't have much wave clear going on here. And Illidan is still harassing my team. I'm going to ping that to make sure they get the message. Hanzo delivers a very good, whatchamacallit, arrow? Dragon's arrow onto Illidan. Blind. We now have almost total freedom to get that siege merc. Siege camp. I'm going to boost in to get there a little bit quicker. Bring them both together, so I'm hitting both of them for as much damage as I can. Hopefully Hanzo's not going to lead them away though. I think one's chasing him. That's okay. The top lane does not have a lot of damage, so me and Hanzo are going to make our way up there. Kerrigan hovering around, but they are going after the bottom one. I'm very scared for Afia's life right there. I'm going to take the bigger defense matrix. They just let off all their heroics at once. None of them connected because of Medivh's one, which did connect, but just means that they weren't able to do as much damage as they wanted, which is great for us. Alright, we have to go back just to make sure we regroup. I really wish this Hanzo would come back down. That was not a very good boost. I'm now in a very bad position. Gul'dan just chasing me down. I have to get out. I'd love to be able to save him, but I don't think I can. Cool Mech is still on cooldown. Hanzo's finally come down, but now he's in the middle of 4 of them. Making some very dangerous decisions there. Definitely can't save him. I'm going to get back in my mech for some safety. We may have to lose this objective, although they still haven't gone for the top one. I'd like to try and clear this lane out. Maybe I can take out Kerrigan if the enemy team is not here. I used liquid cooling at the very last second there, which I think might... This whole thing might have been a trap. Yeah, I couldn't get out of that. I shouldn't have gone in. That was too big of a risk. Kerrigan has healed up and gotten a lot of shields off me there. I really didn't expect that. Oh, I'm a little concerned about Hanzo here. I hope he doesn't go AFK. Please, Hanzo. We need you, buddy. I'm going to have to report him. If he's AFK, he stays AFK, we're going to get a bot, which is better than that, which is better than nothing. The enemy team is playing very well together. Alright, I'm going to have to go to the top lane to do what I can against this Zerg wave. Looks like we... it's hard to tell if Hanzo's trolling or if he's just waiting for everything to come. I can't go into the lane. I've got to play very, very cautiously here. It does look like he's given up. I've got to be very careful with this Medivh here. My team is still dead. I do have self-destruct in my back pocket. Oh, I need to be able to get away from that. Self-destruct expired and I had a chance to get him cool mech, but it was very, very quick. It looks like this game is probably over. We can't defend 2 versus 5. Look, we didn't do too badly in that game. It's unfortunate that Hanzo went AFK there. Even for the majority of that game, he was not really where he was supposed to be. Upvote the teammate. Even if they don't upvote me, it's okay. Just cry myself to sleep. Alright, for my next hero... I'm just going to have a look at what I set up. That's not what I wanted. So, I think it's time to play, let's say, Varian, another bruiser. Hopefully I don't get the same problem as I did with using a bruiser in that last game and the timer. I think that's just because people aren't playing in the middle of the middle of a weekday. But we'll find out. Varian usually ends up in these games as the designated tank because he has talents which lets him become either a tank or a damage dealer or a damage dealer that enables the team. So sustain damage, burst damage, tanking. I almost always take Colossus for the burst damage. Once upon a time, you used to take Twin Blades of Fury that could do something very similar. Varian got nerfed quite a lot because Twin Blades of Fury was very oppressive. I feel like Colossus is the way to go these days. Keeping that in mind, at level 1, I will be taking High King's Quest. We're completing each of those 3 quests, hitting heroes with 50 basic attacks, participating in 5 hero takedowns and gathering 15 regeneration globes. Gives me extra damage for each portion of that quest, as well as an additional boost of damage after all 3 quests are done. At level 7, I tried taking Victory Rush. I don't think it's really working for me. The idea being that with Colossus Smash's very slow attacks, at least if a minion dies, you get a burst of healing. However, if there's no minions or monsters nearby, then you get no healing. That cooldown is reduced by 10 seconds, even though it should be every 30 seconds. Every time a minion or monster dies, but 30 seconds is a long time if there's no minions or monsters nearby. Certain maps where that can be better, like Infernal Shrines, where there's constantly monsters around, or maybe Tomb of the Spider Queen, where the lanes are very close together. I don't love it. Instead, I will take Second Wind, where every time I hit a enemy of any kind, either a hero or a minion or a structure or anything at all, I get healed. And below half health, they heal a little bit more, which is great. Technically, that can be less healing than Victory Rush, but I find it is more healing when I need it. At level 10, now Varian kind of gets his heroics at level 4, which is extremely unusual in this game. These heroics used to be at level 10, but Varian is kind of useless until he gets these. These are character-defining talents. I think they should even have these at level 1. So between level 1 and level 4, he can't do much, but he does get his heroics very early. Instead, he gets some regular talents at level 10. These used to be on level 4. Basically, if the enemy team has a lot of burst damage, you take Protected. If they don't, you take Warbringer. I like Warbringer better, reducing the charge's cooldown by 8 seconds. I think that's from 12 seconds. Which means charges on a 4-second cooldown. You just press E and click on them, and Varian will charge over to them. And it will slow them by 75% for 1 second, which is huge. 75% for 1 second every 4 seconds is incredible. Later on, you can also synergize that with Juggernaut, which gives increased charge damage, which deals 4% of their maximum health, which is, I think, one of the more popular talents. Certainly the default talent. But if you've got somebody like a Kael'thas with Pyroblast or a Nova with Triple Tap, you might need Protected, which prevents all damage. Losing 1 charge of parry is pretty punishing, even with the cooldown reduction. Just being able to call on a second charge when you need it and waiting a little bit longer is usually more useful. At level 16, all of these are good choices. Varian will drop a banner that either increases everyone's movement speed, gives everyone armor, or gives everyone spell power. The spell power has the lowest cooldown. Oh, the movement speed also has the same cooldown. I didn't realize that. The armor has the longest. Armor is the more popular pick. It is very powerful. Giving 20 armor means the enemy has to do 20% more damage to kill anyone under the banner. And enemies can also kill that banner to get rid of that benefit. So every 45 seconds is pretty good. Very hard to get rid of a banner that can be refreshed every 25 seconds, although, a team fight could be over in 25 seconds. So sometimes killing that banner is enough. The movement speed and the spell power are a little situational. Excuse me. They have dive heroes. Maybe the movement speed's no good. If you have a friendly hero that sits in siege mode all the time, movement speed not very good. Spell power might not be very good if your team is just auto attackers and doesn't really get much ability damage. At level 20, Varian has a lot of really good talents. My favorite is Master at Arms, which affects all enemies near the target, and its cooldown is reduced by 10 seconds. I feel like this would be a good talent even if the talent only offered either one of those options. If it affected all enemies near the target and it still had its 20-second cooldown, that would still be great. If it only affected one target and reduced its cooldown by 10 seconds, that would still be great. So that's my preference. Glory to the Alliance if you have a healer, which will just enhance their healing effects. There's not much to be said there. If you have a 25-second cooldown banner, that really is a huge upgrade. Demoralizing Shout reduces damage of nearby heroes by 40% for 5 seconds is enormous. However, it only really affects anyone in melee range. It's a very tight tight range. If you can get within melee range, a charge up to them, and using this ability on them can still be very effective. Very good for defense. Who the best laner is? Well, there's a lot of good laners. Azmodan, I think, is probably the best laner in the game. Oops, that's not Azmodan. The reason for that is because he has Master of Destruction on his laser, which means what Azmodan can do is he can throw a globe on a wave, and at that point there, all those minions in that wave will be on very low health. Then he can use his laser on the one in the middle, and when all Shellbone explodes in a quarter of a second, that whole wave will be gone. So Azmodan, I think, is probably one of the best ones. I think D.Va is also... I used to think D.Va was one of the best until I discovered Azmodan. Tychus has pretty good wave clear. Just because of his abilities, he can use Overkill for 4 seconds to deal damage to the wave and then throw a grenade on everything that's left. That wave will be gone. It does take 4 seconds, but he can double soak quite effectively. Sergeant Hammer is a good wave, has good wave clear. Sergeant Hammer does have constant but steady shooting, and also affects targets in an AoE. I don't have a lot of familiarity playing with Sergeant Hammer myself. I think Advanced Artillery is usually the wave clear talent on level 1. No, Sergeant Hammer's not bad. Sergeant Hammer's alright. Zagara used to be the queen of wave clear, but I don't think she is anymore. Her banelings are very good at clearing waves, but I think she has 2 charges, 4 seconds, launches 2 banelings. So, yeah, her wave clear is okay, but every time I see a Zagara, she's usually having to throw up banelings and infested drop. She does have good push, but as far as wave clear goes, a little weak, I think. Falstad, I've recently learned, has good wave clear. I need more practice with Falstad, but his Hammerang is does more damage than I thought, especially once he reaches level 7 and gets Boomerang. And at that point, he's clearing waves very, very quickly. Tassadar has great wave clear. He can throw a Sonic Storm, a Shockwave, the wave will be gone. Valor's wave clear I don't rate too much. Kalthus has very good wave clear, especially after he gets... So he has Flame Strike, which deals damage in a circle. But after he gets... Which talent? This one. Flame Strike explodes twice. This is very late in the game. But if your team is being pushed, this is just exceptional. And if you're pushing the enemy team, you can put this on a structure. Exceptional damage. Gets the wave as well. Very good. Yeah, Heroes of the Storm is a great game. Recommend it to anybody. New or old, doesn't matter. Especially if you've played Dota or League of Legends, I strongly recommend you try Heroes of the Storm and uninstall those other games because you won't want to play them ever again. That was my experience. Jaina's wave clear is very good with Blizzard, but Blizzard is on a 15-second cooldown, which I hate. There are ways to reduce that at level 13. But this is not a wave clear talent. This is a team fighting talent. So it can work, but it's not great. Even Chromie, I saw a Chromie last night who was solo laning against Tychus and was able to hold her own. Well, I didn't get a look. I assume it was because of Dragon's Breath. Now, Dragon's Breath is on a 14-second cooldown, which means she must have been sitting near her towers most of that time. But, yeah, she can do it if she has to. Gul'dan, exceptional wave clear. We just saw a Gul'dan that game who was, zoning Mia as D.Va. This Q ability is on a 1.5 second cooldown, does massive wave damage. And he can sustain himself forever with life tap. He doesn't need mana, doesn't regenerate mana, sorry, but he uses drain life and converts that health to mana. And he can just wave clear forever. At a decent range. He's got a talent which can extend that range even further. This is a really unpopular talent, but even a 10% increase is significant. I think it's almost significant to match like a Li Ming's range or a Sergeant Hammer's range. But it is very rarely taken. Come on, quick match search. I think this is going to be the last game once I get into this game. This has taken a very long time. The best 5 roles to combo in a quick match. Well, the standard is usually a tank, a bruiser, a healer, and 2 damage dealers. There's some variation there. You can just have a tank and 3 damage dealers and a healer. You can have 2 bruisers. I mean, really, you're not looking for... That's just what matchmaking does. What you're looking for when you're in a draft is hero synergy. So... trying to think of a good example. Last night we had an Anubarak who had, he's got, he can throw out a stun, he can dive in for another stun, he had Cocoon to take a hero out of the match, and they also had a Tyrael who had Judgment, which means he can just dive over to our damage dealers and stun them. It's not a skill shot, he just has to press R and click and they're stunned. So unless you've got some very attentive tanks to try and help deal with that, your damage dealers can be out of that very quickly. Another combo I know is Zeratul with Void Prison, who stops time in an area, comboed with Sonya, who has Leap. So once that Void Prison expires, she can just leap in and stun them and put a Whirlwind on them. And you can have any kind of damage dealer with a burst, like a Kalthus or a Jaina, and you're going to be doing big damage. So that's a bruiser and bruiser and damage. You could have an ETC. You could put him in a mosh pit as soon as they come out of that Void Prison. They're going to have a bad time. Once level 20 hits for Sonya, she can take that crater, which means they're not getting out of that leap or that whirlwind for a long time.
Feel the glory of metal.
Here we go. Okay. We are on Dragonshire. On the blue team, we have Mia's Varian, Thrall, Oriel, Maiev, and Nazeebo versus Karazim, Chromie, Johanna, Lunara, and Junkrat. Both teams have healers. Both teams have tanks. Except for my team, because I'm not going to play a tank. I'm going to play as Colossus Smash Varian. Now, this is usually a scary prospect, but we're going to try it anyway. High King's Quest we're going to start off with. We have a Nazeebo who's not paying attention. I'm going to do an early report because if he stays AFK, then we need a bot very quickly, and there's going to be a delay regardless. Going out here in the middle of the lane is very dangerous. There's 4 of us, 5 of them. So I am going to go straight to lane because I need my level 4 talents very, very quickly. They're not doing too badly holding their own against all of them. Just need to get the XP. Dragonshire is infamous for having a lot of bushes, which means that I can be snuck up on any time. I do see 2 in the middle and I see 2 on the bottom. I didn't see who they were. I see Joe, Karazim, Chromie, and Junkrat. Who's left? Lunara in the top lane, laning with me. Not going to push up too hard against her. Our only goal is the XP. Do a little bit of damage with Lion's Fang. I really do want that globe she's just killed my minion for. I'm going to parry so that I don't get too much damage. She's doing a lot of damage on me. I only care about the globes and a little bit of healing. Parry is not going to... I think I've made a wrong choice going in there. Oh, I just survived. That's not going to kill me.
Capture the shrines. Inherit the Dragon Knight's power.
But I am very, very low. Oh, it is going to kill me. Oh. I can't blame the healer. She was having a very hard time in mid. I had to leave them. Our levels are pretty even. I think I might have made a big mistake. Dying to that. We really needed that XP. I took a risk and it did not pay off. Thrall is going to solo lane in the mid against 2 of them, which means they're going to get a little bit of a push, but we care more about the objectives. I now have Colossus and I feel like a real hero now. Lunara takes a little bit of a head start on damage on me. She can see me, which means she has her wisp out somewhere, probably in this bush. Maybe not.
Reduce everything to ash.
The blue team captures the objective. This is all I needed. I just want to do one quick hit there. I don't have any more parries. I really want that globe though. Oh, let's see if I can make the same mistake twice. I don't have any self-healing yet until I get to level 7. But me and Lenara seem on par. I do have the fountain. I don't know if she does. I just saw somebody creep up there trying to get a sneaky kill on me, but she's not getting it. That's why I like Colossus. I jumped onto Lenara, take her out. She thought she was safe. She was wrong. Now, I actually only want this globe. I'd love it if these other minions could kill my minions so I could get that globe. I really want my 15 globes so I can get that extra damage, which will make my Colossus jumps even more powerful. The whole friendly team looks like they're trying to push with the dragon, but I'm not too sure what happened down there. I think it was just low in health. He had to back out. Friendly team got caught pushing. We are now a level ahead, which is great. I'm going to let Lenara keep pushing. I really need to find this wisp. That little red eye means she has vision on everything I'm doing here. I think she knows that I'm looking for it too. She can't see me at the moment, so I'm just going to get another globe, do a little bit more push. I can go back up to the top lane soon. This isn't really my role, but I can do it. We can probably take out this structure as well. If they take out the top, it won't be too much of an issue, just so we can take that out. I don't care about that. I'm signaling that I don't want my team to push. They can stay, but it's at their own risk. Lenara has left top, and I want to get those big globes. Friendly team takes out Junkrat. They look like they're having a good time down there. I'm having a good time up here. Lenara is also just waiting for me to take out... Ooh, if she goes for that globe, I'm going to punish her. She is anticipating my moves pretty well, though. Where is her wisp? There it is.
It won't be long.
She's really moving it around. And she knows I'm after it. She's moving it around knowing that they can't get a stun on it. That's too dangerous to try and jump on her there, so I'm just going to let Lenara go. Friendly team wants to go after the bruisers, which I also want to do. I'm a little scared of that Junkrat, but I think these bruisers are probably more important. And the sooner I help Maev, the sooner we can go back to lanes and get these bruisers pushing.
But will it be you?
We cannot be stopped.
I do not want this middle lane to fall. If they get the dragon, it's the easiest lane to push. Whoops. Okay, I'm going to go to the bottom lane now. Oh, maybe I can't. What's Nazeebo doing? Oh, this hurts. Okay, I'm going to take Warbringer. What's Nazeebo doing? Come on, mate. We need you. I really want to save this tower. I'm going to have to go to the bottom lane myself. I don't know what he's doing. Oh, he's changed his mind. Maybe he had a phone call. I don't really want to take these stacks, but I do want that globe. Actually, I don't want the globe. I've got my 15. I'll leave him to get his stacks, and I'll go to the top lane and help them if they can't hold it. I feel like they're doing okay though. If they can take it, then I can just take the dragon right now. Come back, Junkrat. I'm going to punish you for that, buddy. You haven't seen me yet. We take the dragon. Oh, maybe not. That was a pretty nifty ambush from the enemy team. I'm a little worried what's happening in these other lanes. We have level 10. I don't need to stay in the bottom. Oh no. Sorry, I don't need to stay in the mid, but I guess I do if the objective's coming up. He did lose that very quickly. feel like I'm not really helping very much. I am in Chromie's slowing circle. It hurts. I just want to get out of this. Chromie's an easy target once she gets out of this. If she survives this will be incredible, but she doesn't. When I picked my level 10, I didn't consider that Junkrat had that heroic. Now, Lunara is up here. I don't know where she's gone. They have... Who's the healer? Karazim. Joanna's going to go down as well. We're going to get a free push on this fort. Middle fort's very important because we don't want them having this fountain. Ideally, we want all the forts out of the way so that when we go to take the objective, they cannot heal. We all want to be pushing this top fort. If Nazeebo pushes the bottom, that's fine. He can put some extra pressure there while we stall them at the top. I'll take the extra charge damage. Chromie not expecting that damage, I could tell. Jumped on her, deleted her. I think Karazim has his heroic up, so he's not going to die. Oh, maybe he will. We're just going to take out this structure, make sure we deny them that fountain and that escape. And future objectives. I don't want to fight on this bridge. We can probably take this. They know we're here though, so it's a risk, but we'll take it. Wow, that's a strange choice by Junkrat. If we don't get this very quickly, they are going to start getting the advantage on us, but they don't. We are we are getting more than we bargained for here. Lunara's zoned out. I need to help my other teammates, but I don't think I can. Junkrat throwing grenades at me non-stop. Nazeebo probably needs some help, but I think I need more help. The healer is doing her job very well. I've got to punish that Chromie or that Junkrat. I don't care. I'm taking a lot of damage now. This slowing circle is just wrecking us. I don't think I've got any hope except to fight back. I've got to try and tell my team to slowly back out of this. They have total vision on this bush, which I do not like. I do not know where that wisp is. Alright, I need to make sure my healer is not harassed. Oh, Chromie with a slowing circle again forces us out of that engagement. Nazeebo was taking those siege modes, which is exactly what we should be doing. I'm going to go back just to make sure I'm at full health during this next objective, which is up in 14 seconds. Maev is taking these bottom mercs, which would also be a huge advantage. Thrall and Ori will have to decide what to do here. Whether they're stalling or helping out Nazeebo or Maev. Oh man, this slowing circle is so painful. Chromie is about to get her level 20 talents. She gets them 2 levels earlier, which is going to be painful for us. I know that she can see how effective that slowing circle is for us. I'm going to try and jump on Johanna. If she does, I can do a lot of damage to her. Maev getting the pull. We get the kill, which is great. Maev is very... I saw somebody up here. No? My imagination. Crap. We have an incredible push here. If we can help this push along, maybe we can even not bother with the objective. I can see Nazeebo and Junkrat fighting in the top lane. I have overstayed my welcome. Hugely have I overstayed my welcome. Oriel saving me. I might have to repay that debt if Lunara keeps chasing. I just want to scare her a little bit.
We think the same way.
We did get the objective during that. Who got it?
I must take a short retreat.
That was Thrall. I didn't even see him. I need to go back to get some health. Nazeebo's still pushing that top lane across that very dangerous bridge. The dragon is a little worried about his health, obviously. Lunara is chasing Nazeebo down. I think she's going to get the kill. Not much Nazeebo can do about that. And I think the healer's busy. I am going to warn the team about that Lunara. We're probably in the wrong lane for this, but the dragon's gone. If I can punish this Chromie, I'm going to do it. She's causing me so much pain. But I have to think about this Lunara as well. We have to get out of this. We are doing so... We're doing well, but they are putting up a pretty good defense. I'm constantly low on health. Back to the decision at the beginning of the game not to have a tank. Should I have taken Taunt to go to get more health and to make sure one of them will attack me? You know, maybe for Chromie, but just have to be very careful in deciding what the rest of the team is doing. Oh, did they see me? I could have sworn I was in that bush. And I don't think... Oh my god. Enemy team knows I'm in big trouble. The banner of armor did not help me there. Or maybe it did and it was still that much damage. So I think I'm probably dying a little bit too much. 2 deaths. I mean, that's not much, but I think it does still feel like too much. Nazeebo has gone the spider build. And has he got his 98 very, very far behind in stacks. It's taken bad medicine, which I think is probably Nazeebo's worst talent, but if he took it, he must think that he's getting crowd controlled a lot. So if Nazeebo needs more protection, we'll have to give him some more defense. Maiev is doing the most damage. So I'm going to watch what Maiev does. If she needs more help, I'm going to give it to her. And that should create a cascading effect. There's no point in me going to the top if we can't get the bottom. So I'm going to make sure that we secure the defense of this bottom lane. Where's Maiev? Back at spawn. That's fine. I'm not going to go in. Just going to play very safely. Make sure our healer is being protected. There's Maiev. So Maev's going in. I'm going in. We're all going in. Lunara is trying to harass. I've dropped everything I had of Colossus. I'm walking straight into Lunara, which is very scary. I want to fight under our banner to make sure we get the most protection we can. We secure that bottom shrine. I'm going to make my way to the top.
I'll be with you shortly.
Oh, unless we get the siege mercs, we'll do that first. Make sure we give them something else to think about. And then we can start going back towards the objective. Who is that? Maev's gone up the top. I'm going to push this out just so they can't see us. Very important in the late game as we cover this middle objective. Thrall, we can leave Thrall there. They can't see what we're doing. I think they know they've lost the objective. They need a miracle here. And they're not going to get it as we take the dragon. Again, I'm going to watch Maiev. If she tries to jump on Maiev, she's just going to run away on no health. That's fine. We've effectively zoned her out. If she decides to... Oh, this is a risky strategy, going for the top lane. Okay. Rule of thumb with Dragonshy, you don't want to fight on this bridge as the attacking team. If we're taking this, I want to take it really, really quickly. That's as much as I'm going to do. Oh, Maev's going here. Well, I'm going here as well. I'm going to try go for the healer. And I get the kill. They now have no healing, which is huge for us. Alright, let's see if we can get this kill on Johanna. Yep, I think we can. She pops off her level 20, which is fine. Oh, I don't want to get hit by those grenades. I survived, which is good. We're still 5 versus 4. We have half a dragon. I mean, I think we're still okay here. I want to harass that Chromie in the back, but not under this fort. Unless Maiev does. Maiev doing a great job, but I also want to take that structure so it doesn't focus us down. Joanna gets taken out. Now they have no tanks to harass us or blind us. Oh, Lanara here, ever distracting me. I just want her to die. She's not going to. Yes, she is. Thank you, Thrall. I'm still very squishy. We're just going to hammer all our damage on this core. The enemy team can't do anything about it. And that is going to be a GG. Very good teamwork from our side. The enemy team played very well as well. These are the kind of games you like to play. When it's a slaughter on one side or the other, it's not as good. This healer was fantastic. She's left the game, so I'm going to give that to Maiev, who was also great. Okay. So in that game, I took High King's Quest, Colossus Smash, Second Wind. Second Wind instead of that other level 7 talent Victory Rush. On Dragonshire, also not very effective. I don't think the minions dying would have really contributed much to those team fights. Warbringer. I probably could have taken the protected talent instead of that one. I did take a lot of burst damage. Who cares? I also did a lot of damage and I did a bit of slumming as well. Juggernaut synergized very well with Warbringer. Banner of Ironforge for the armor and Master at Arms. All right. I think that's going to bring an end to the stream today. Hopefully I can run more. It's a quiet stream though. Hopefully I can run more of these Heroes of the Storm games. They are a lot of fun to play. I'll try to do it in some of the busier times if I can. Maybe some late night ranked games as well.